Hello everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you. Let's wait for 2-3 minutes till everyone joins in. I hope I'm audible. Give me a thumbs up if I'm audible. Hello Sakshi. Hello Maheshwari. Thanks for joining. Please give me a thumbs up if I am audible. Thank you Sakshi. Thank you. Hello Durga. Thanks for joining. Hi Anna Rose. Let's wait for 2-3 minutes till everyone joins in. Till then you can quickly assemble your materials. Hello Vaishnavi, thanks for joining. So, my name is Nandini. I am a self-taught artist. I enjoy working and experimenting with different art styles, color mediums and materials, and I wish to explore something new every day. My Instagram handle is the art lingo. This is my Instagram handle. We'll start in 2-3 minutes till everyone joins. A very warm welcome to all of you who have just joined. Pumpkin party, as the name suggests, since Halloween is round the corner, so today we would be painting watercolor pumpkin. We'll wait for 2 more minutes till everyone joins. You may quickly sketch this pumpkin with the help of a pencil till everyone joins in, and I'll quickly brief you up about the materials which we would be using today. So with the help of a pencil you can quickly sketch this pumpkin as shown here. So for today, for painting this pumpkin, we would require watercolors. The shades which I would be using today are yellow. This is deep yellow, orange, orange, red, and then I would be using madder, brown, and shades of green. I'll repeat the colors which I would be using today: deep yellow, orange, orange, red, madder, brown, and two shades of green, light green and dark green or sap green, whichever you have. It's not necessary to use the exact shades which I am using. You can choose your own shades of warm colors and greens which you have with yourselves or which you like. And we would require paint brushes. These are round paint brushes, tissues or cloths for wiping our paint brushes, and a jar of water. So today I would be using the 180 GSM Mixed Media Square Sketchbook by MENORAH. This is 15 by 15 centimeter of size. It's available in various other sizes on their website in both portrait and landscape orientation. It's apt for different color mediums like pencil, sketching, charcoal, graphite, watercolors, acrylics, and oil pastels, crayons. You can quickly check them out on their website, that is menorah.com. The link is available in my bio also. You can check out there also. And you can also use my code Nandini5, Nandini 5, to avail extra discount on your purchase. So you guys can quickly sketch this on the papers which you will be using. If you have watercolor papers, then you can use watercolor papers since we are working with watercolors. MENORAH also has this cold pressed 300 GSM watercolor paper. It's 100% cotton and it has a very good texture. This is also available in various other sizes. You can check them on their website. Give me a thumbs up if you are ready with your sketches and then we'll start. A very warm welcome to all of you who have just joined. I hope the sketch is visible to you guys. So it's a very simple sketch. It is made out of oval shapes, as you can see. This is one oval. You can draw this in the center first, and then you can surround it with some curvy ovals like this, and some at the back. I hope you all are ready with your sketches. So let's start painting. I am going to use size 6 brush and I am going to take deep yellow leaving the spaces for the white. Like this, I am going to add yellow. This is deep yellow which I am using. You can use whichever shade of yellow you have with yourselves. And if you have any doubts, you can keep asking me in the comment section. I have left some spaces for the white, that is the light that is coming on the pumpkin. Now I am taking orange in my paintbrush. As you can see, the two colors have started mixing. That's the beauty of watercolors, as you see. Why the color pencils are not working on MENORAH drawing book? Arun, which paper are you using for color pencils? It's suggested to use 240 GSM dry media paper that is fine toothed. That works best with the color pencils and other dry mediums. But it works really well with the 180 GSM also. So I have taken yellow and orange. Now I am going to take red orange, that is the mixture of red and orange. So you can also take red orange, you can also make red orange mixing red and orange if you do not have the exact shade. Taking deep yellow again. Now I have taken red in my paintbrush and I am adding some red to the corners where the shadow falls, the shadow on the object. And taking some reddish brown color, that is madder color. Which watercolors are the best? Tales of a Curious Girl. You can ping me on my Instagram handle, that is the Art Lingo. I'll be happy to help you there. Which paint is this? It's watercolors, Supriya. I'm using watercolors. Okay, so now we will blend all the colors together. Similar is the process for all the other parts of the pumpkin. So need not worry if you have missed any, because we'll be repeating the same procedure again for the other parts. Taking some yellow in my paintbrush and mixing two colors on the paper itself. Taking some more yellow and adding it to the top of the pumpkin. If you have any doubts, you can keep asking me in the comments. I'm using more yellow. Now with just water, I'm gonna blend the spaces which we had left for the light. Now I'll be using brown color for the object shadow. This is the darkest brown color which I am using. On the lower parts of the pumpkin. Like this. And then taking red madder and blending it with shades of red and orange. Thank you, Kapil. Now we would be taking some green in our paintbrush for the spots on the pumpkin. So firstly I would be taking light green and I would be randomly putting spots on my pumpkin. And I'll dab it and spread it. Then I'll take dark green and add spots randomly. Like this. Thank you, Kapil. Now I'll take some yellow in my paintbrush. That is deep yellow which I am using, and I'll add some yellow spots. Like this. You can keep asking me if you have any doubts regarding the material which I am using or the paper which I am using, or even if you want to know anything about the other papers which MENORAH provides. So we'll move to this part of the pumpkin now. Similar is the process as we did before. We would be starting with yellow. So the procedure is to start from the lightest color and move towards dark. Because if we start with the dark color, then we would mess up. So we would be leaving some white spaces for the light, like this. Very randomly I am marking these spaces. And some yellow here. And now I would be taking orange, like this. Now with the help of water, I would be blending these two colors. Now I am taking red orange. For the dark parts of a pumpkin. And taking red, madder red, for the darkest parts of a pumpkin. Hello Arjun, thanks for joining. Taking some orange. Hello Preeti, thanks for joining. Now I am going to take yellow in my paintbrush. If you do not have the exact shades, you can use other shades as well of warm tones and green. And you can ask me if you have any doubts regarding the material which I am using or the technique. If you are confused, now taking a little orange in my brush. And yellow. So as you can see, this paper works really well with watercolors also. Since it's a mixed media paper, you can work with different mediums on the same paper. Now I am going to take brown. Adding it in the darker sides of pumpkin. I am using the same size of brush, that is size 6, round brush. You can see the pumpkin has started popping out of the paper. Taking some orange in my brush. If you wish, I can keep the camera a little closer to the painting so that you can clearly see how the colors are mixing into each other. Taking some yellow in my paintbrush. Which brand of brush are you using? Preeti, you can DM me on my Instagram handle, that is the Art Lingo, regarding the paints which I am using or the brushes which I am using. I'll surely get back to you. Adding a little orange. Taking yellow. And now taking some green for the patches, for the spots on the pumpkin, and very randomly putting two little tiny drops of green, and let it spread. Now taking some dark green, is it required that always we have to use 300 GSM cotton paper for watercolors? Can we use 25% cotton? You can use both, but the results which you will get on the 100% cotton paper would be very different from the paper from the 25% cotton paper, as it brings more contrast, more value of colors as compared to the 25% cotton paper. You can test by using these two papers and you'll get to know the difference. %100% cotton paper lets your watercolor to flow into each other, mix colors, whereas the 25% cotton paper will allow, but it won't allow you that much as compared to the 100% watercolor paper, 100% cotton watercolor paper. I am using size 6 brush, and if you want to know which brand of brush I am using, you can DM me on my Instagram handle regarding the paints which I am using or the brushes which I am using. My Instagram handle is the Art Lingo. Adding some green spots. Also, while using watercolors, it's very important to keep in mind the GSM of the paper. If you have a lower GSM of paper, then your paper might bleed or might curl up. So using a 300 GSM is the best GSM for watercolor paintings. You can also use a 200 GSM, that also works fine with it. Please tell me, what are you making? We are making this pumpkin today. Some yellow spots also, like this. adding one more green spot. Now moving to this part of the pumpkin. Again starting with deep yellow color. I haven't changed my paintbrush. I am using single paintbrush, that is of size 6, round paintbrush. Leaving whites for the shine and yellow for the lighter parts. Now taking orange color, I am using watercolors. As you can see, the colors have started to mix into each other. So while talking about the flow of color, which I was referring to for the 300 GSM 100% cotton paper, is this, that how the colors mix into each other, how the watercolor flows, and also how the color does not bleed, and the contrast of the colors, the saturation level of the colors. Taking some more orange in my paintbrush. Now taking red orange. Thank you, Azad. Thank you so much. And now I am taking madder red color. madder red color is this shade. It's a mix of brown and red. So you can make this color on your own also if you do not have the same shade. Thank you, paper and pencils. Taking some orange in my paintbrush. And yellow. Some orange. Some red color now. If you have any doubts, you can keep asking me in the comment section. I have taken some yellow and orange. Now I am going to take brown color in my paintbrush. And now red. using brown. And orange. Now I would be taking green in my paintbrush for the spots. And now dark green. Adding some more spots to this part. Now moving to this part of the pumpkin. Leaving some spaces for the white light. Started with deep yellow. Now taking orange in my paintbrush. red orange, and adding red. Now taking some orange. If you have any doubts regarding the materials which I am using, you can ask me in the comments. Yes, Heaven Craft. You want to ask something? Can I use 180 GSM sketchbook for watercolors? Will it be good for acrylics too? Yes, you can use for both. With watercolors, you can go with the uh, light application, but it takes 7 to 10 layers of watercolors as far as I have tested. I can show you some of my paintings. And you can also use acrylics on this paper, since this is a mixed media paper, so it's good for both and for other mediums too. So as you can see, this is a watercolor painting. So in that painting I have done 7 to 8 layers of watercolor, and the paper is really good. It doesn't let your color bleed on the other side. Thank you so much. Taking some yellow in my paintbrush. Taking some orange. You can work with different mediums on this paper. I have used it for my art journaling purpose. You can check out my works on my Instagram handle, that is the Art Lingo. So this 180 GSM paper still remains my favorite because I can work with any medium, with gouache, with watercolors, with acrylics on this, and charcoal. And if you love sketching, then you can go for this sketchbook. If you're a traveler and you love to sketch while traveling. And it's available in various different sizes. Now I am taking some green for the green spots. If you have any doubts, you can keep asking me in the comment section. Now moving on to this part of the pumpkin. Moving on to this part of the pumpkin. Starting with yellow again. Taking some orange. and red orange. I don't know why, but my first layer of watercolor painting turned out too strong. Then when I add next layer, it just kinda destroys my paper. How to do it? See, with watercolors, you need to be patient. You need to wait for the paint to dry, and start with the lightest shade first, and then go with the dark. As I said, in this painting also, I have started with yellow and I am moving to orange, red, and then brown. The wet on wet technique lets the colors flow into each other, and it's very difficult to work with wet on wet technique at first if you haven't worked with watercolors before. So I suggest that you try out different techniques first and then see what works for you, and then develop this skill. You can use wet on wet techniques for adding backgrounds. It really works well. Now I am using red color. So for different layers of watercolor, you need to wait till the first layer dries, and then you can work with the second layer. And if you need any help from my side, then you can ping me on my Instagram handle, that is the Art Lingo. I'm a beginner and self-learning. That's the greatest thing that one can do, is to learn by themselves, because we know where we are making mistakes and where we have to correct. We learn by mistakes. Even I am self-taught, so it's a good thing that you are learning by yourself, and you can share your artworks with me and I can suggest you how to improve on them. Which colors I am using? I am using watercolors. Just trust the process and believe in yourself, and eventually things will turn out beautiful. Test the medium which you are using, be it watercolors or acrylics, on different papers or canvases. See how the color works with different mediums, with different papers, how the color mixes into each other. There are several different properties for different mediums. Taking some orange. Jyoti, which medium are you working with? Is it watercolors? If you're working with watercolors and you need to mix two colors, then you can use water. Just water in your paintbrush, not too much, not too less. Just that your brush is wet and you can mix those two colors together. And if you're using any other medium, then I can tell you that also. The most important thing is to enjoy what you're painting. It's perfect that you were enjoying your painting. And it's not important how the outcome comes. See, we need to work out certain things. We need to work out on certain paintings. See how it comes. Sometimes it doesn't turn out according to what we had expected in our minds. It's fine. Start it again with a fresh paper, with a fresh mind, and with an open heart. Hi, thanks for joining. A very warm welcome to all of those who have just joined. Jyoti, you can DM me on my Instagram handle and I will get back to you. I'm glad that I could help you. And you can always ping me on my Instagram handle if you need any help or any guidance. Now adding green spots. like this. And now moving on to the back. A little yellow both the sides and orange around the yellow like this. So we'll first paint this part and then we'll move on to the back side. So let's start. So I am going to use dark green and light green for this. So I am taking more of water and less of paint in my paintbrush. And with the help of lines like this, very random, roughly made lines, I am going to trace the path. Jyoti, you can order it online. It's like if you want MENORAH products, then they are available on Amazon also. As you can see, I have taken very less amount of paint in my paintbrush. You can turn these curly branches in your way, however you like it. It need not be the same way which I have done. See, like here it's different, here it's different. So you can work according to how you like. Now I am going to take a little darker shade of green. And similar technique, adding lines like this. If you have any doubts, you can keep asking me in the comments. And you can always ping me on my Instagram handle, that is the Art Lingo. Thank you, Lavi Malika. Thank you so much. Firstly, I did a little outlining of the curls with a light shade. Now I am just making random lines like this with a little dark shade. Like this. And very roughly I am making these lines. Yes, you need to work with a light hand. You cannot be pressing your brush. Though pressing your brush involves, it is also a different technique if you want to get some textures with watercolors with a dry brush or dabbing. Taking a more darker green now. Can you see this? I have taken the darkest green now. If you do not have a dark green, then you can add a little black, a very little black to your green which you have. Now moving on to the curls part. We randomly adding lines like this. And we are almost done with our painting. Just the back part is left. We'll quickly complete that. You can also add a little dark blue to your green to have a dark green. I'm gonna tilt this page a bit. I haven't changed the size of my brush. If you wish, you can change the size of your brush according to your preference. Like when you are working for the details, then you can go for a size 0 brush. Hello Priyanshi, thanks for joining. This live session will be saved in the IGTV section of MENORAH, so you can check. Hello Ankya, thanks for joining. Yes, Jyoti, I'll surely look into it. This is a round brush which I am using of size 6. Now we'll quickly complete the back part of the pumpkin. So with water and a little yellow in my paintbrush, I am blending these two colors which I had done before. And a little orange to add volume to the pumpkin. Similarly, this side. Taking some yellow. Like this. And we are done. So our pumpkin is ready. You can have a closer look. And we come to the end of this session. I hope you had a fun time painting with me. Share your artworks in your stories tagging MENORAH and me. We would love to see your creations. If you have any doubts regarding the materials which I have used or any queries or you need any of my help, then you can ping me on my Instagram handle, that is the Art Lingo. I would be happy to help you. Thank you so much for attending this session. And a happy Halloween in advance. Goodbye.